ban super crazy, please.
So this isn't going to be a long video. I'm currently working on TCAP 25 Part 3, and I might as well go ahead and tell you who it's going to be, just so DSP has to sit there and seethe about it and think about copyright striking me again. It's going to be the return of the lovely Kat Burnell. Kind of like she made her grand return to DSP streams. Well, she's going to make her grand return to Catch a Pay Pig, but this video isn't about that. It's about a guy that I dislike just as much, if not more, than DSP. And I've made a couple of videos about him already, as well as Nick Rekieta, because I think they're both equally scummy people. But as most of you know, one of Nick's children recently tested positive for yayo. Now, that's up for the courts, law enforcement, and doctors/clinics to decide exactly what happened, when it happened, etc., etc. None of us know the exact details, except for what's been presented on paper. But recently, this idiot from the Steel Toe Morning Show learned about these documents and reacted to it live. So I saw him putting on this little performance, and it made me think back to another clip that I've already used in a previous video. But first, let's watch him react to the news in real time.
Uh-oh.
This is from Null. Isn't Null Josh on Kiwi Farm?
Wait, what?
But we're not going to read this.
Okay.
This is going to make me yes if this is true. I can't even joke about this one if it's true. After being placed out of the house, the children were subject to hair follicle testing. Guys, if what I'm reading is true, anybody who still defends this I'm just going through the list of things I want to say in my head, but I can't say on YouTube. Nick, don't stream tonight.
Yeah,
or fucking do.
You know, yeah, whatever.
Or do.
Go on and talk about this, bud.
Case type, CHIPS. That's a Child Protective Services thing. In the matter of the welfare of the children of Kayla and Nick Rekieta. I'm hyperventilating a little. I'm so fucking angry. Alicia Sweep. Yes, that's the woman I talked to at Child Protective Services. They had to talk to all of us.
Yeah, obviously.
Findings of fact, conclusions of law and order following a joint emergency protective care hearing and admit-deny hearing.
They're fucked.
Subject matter. Those are the kids. Yep, that's their name, but we're not going to read them on the air.
I absolutely love that it's the same used car salesman of a co-host that was also there the last time I made a video about this guy. And trust me, you'll see why that's important a little bit later. But the clip starts with Aaron reading the document and saying that he can't even joke about this topic if it's true. He then tells Nick Rekieta to not even bother live streaming later that night, which this was supposed to be Nick's first stream back to YouTube ever since he showed up with coke on his nose and then subsequently got arrested and basically his life fell apart. But then Aaron changes his mind and tells him to go ahead and stream anyways, if he has the balls to do it. But then he says he's, quote, hyperventilating because he's so angry right now. I want you to remember that for later because it's going to be very important. But for now, let's go ahead and watch the next clip.
After being placed out of the home, the children were subject to hair follicle drug testing. All of the children, except for blank, tested negative. Blank tested positive for cocaine at a level of over 5,000 with a cutoff of 500.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but the fact that there was anything in there.
A child should not be testing positive for fucking...
You know what probably happened? You know what's disgusting? One of the parents probably did one of these and then kissed it on the head or something like that. Pigs. Pigs, every last cock-sucking one of you. All three of you. She was allowed into the home, but she was not allowed access to the parent. Oh, so the CHIPS person went to the house, but she was allowed into the home, but she was not allowed access to the parent's bedroom.
Weird.
The GAL is in agreement that it is in the best interest of the children to remain in out-of-home placement at this time. The children are in surroundings or conditions that endanger the children's health, safety, or welfare, requiring responsibility for the stream tonight, you chicken shit. You chicken shit. Stream. If this document from Candy, Ojai County is correct, one of children's hair follicle test, it says here, was positive. You say one word about being a father. You say one about being a man. April, you say one about caring for those kids. April, Kayla, you say one about me being a mom. Don't you dare. I'm not saying I did right. I didn't. But I admitted it, and I left. So I couldn't do any damage. And the only damage I did was not saying something.
Not saying something while shit like that is going on is literally the worst possible thing you can do, outside of actually being the person responsible for it. Imagine if you and I were at Top Golf or Dave & Buster's or someplace like that, and we were just having a couple of beers, just chilling, having a good time. Then we see DSP start beating up his wife or some shit like that, and we just kind of look at each other and say, damn, that's messed up. But we just continue having fun, and we actually go over and have a beer with the guy. Then imagine that story blows up and is all over the news like a month later. Now, here's my question to you. Would you upload a YouTube video screaming at the guy, calling him all kinds of names, and telling him he's the worst person on the planet? Because if so, my other question to you is, how come you didn't do it when you were right there in person and this stuff was happening right in front of you? Because the last time I checked, you were participating in all this shit. You just didn't get caught. And please don't give me I removed myself from that situation because I knew it was wrong. No, your wife cleaned out the closet, left you, and moved in with them. You didn't even have a choice.
I don't have time to read this whole thing on the air, but we can talk about this tomorrow. We can talk about this tomorrow. We can about it. And if you go watch that piece of shit stream on YouTube or Rumble tonight, you ask him nothing but this. Ask him nothing but this thing. Chips hearing, where there was a goddamn fucking follicle test. And one of the kids didn't test negative. And then the Chips people, you had 3 or 4 days since you got released from jail. The Chips people come over and you still go, you can't come into our bedroom. God, I hate these people. I really did. I've been on such a journey with my feelings about these individuals. Can we bring up April's Twitter picture again? Because now I'm really mad at that picture. Are you worried that people want to see you this way? Oh, make sure I make a sexy pose. Hey, live-in nanny, one of the kids that coke in their hair follicle test. God damn it, have some shame. Oh, it's my fault, right? That your guys' life is all fucked up? Take some responsibility for once. I'm ashamed that I was ever associated with any of you. Oh, aren't I sexy? How's my harlot pose? One of the kids you say that you love, that you were supposed to take care of, had a positive cocaine hair follicle test. When the start taking responsibility for yourself? Any of you. And Nick, the worst human being that I've ever personally known in my life. Your soul should burn in the lake of fire for this one. There's no saving your soul. You can make whatever excuses you want. And you will.
It kind of sounds like you right now, buddy. But he tells people, if you're going to go watch Nick's stream, demand answers and make him tell the truth about why all this stuff was happening. And again, my response to that is, why don't you do it? You have his phone number. You have his email. You even have the secret app that y'all were using, so all the conversations would get deleted afterwards. Hell, you've been to his house multiple times. You know where he lives. If you're that pissed off and one answer is that bad, why don't you do it yourself? But it doesn't even matter. This is all just for show anyways. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm glad that used car salesman of a co-host was there for all of this, because he was also there a little less than 2 months ago before any of this became public. And Aaron, well, he was sitting there singing a completely different tune. I'll talk to y'all in a few days for part 3. Let's fucking go, man.
Boo Boo says the current rumor is that April missed her court appearance today and is sleeping with Nick Rekieta.
Wow.
Oh, dude.
What?
I believe Mrs. Rekieta is going to be very upset if that's the case. I better give her a call today and say, you know, I don't know if you heard, but the woman up there right now is apparently over there in this at the same time. She's a goddamn fuck ninja, and she is she's fucking the two of us. Wild, right? What? No, honey, that sounded like a knife coming out of a knife block. Don't, no, honey, put it, no, Mrs. Rekieta, no, put it down. Put it down. Don't, God damn it, internet, look what you did. Actually, you know what? Now it makes sense why they're doing it. That's kind of the ending that they're looking for. What was the other rumor I saw that I really loved? Was that I told a very innocent story that I thought was really cute. About me making one of the Rekieta children's SpaghettiOs when I was over there visiting. Remember that story?
Yes, I do remember that story. That's why I brought SpaghettiOs.
That was cute. We were all busy doing, I can't remember what, there was a project. I think we were putting in a door or something.
Okay.
And I wasn't doing anything at the time. And one of the kids like, can I have some SpaghettiOs? I'm like, yeah, go make you some SpaghettiOs or something. It was one of those projects.
Yeah.
And I told this cute story about how it was so cool when, you know, that I made the SpaghettiOs. And then that was me telling you, I was really craving SpaghettiOs when I did that.
And meatballs.
And then you brought me a can of SpaghettiOs with meatballs from Grinch Girl. And the internet ran with that and was like, they don't take care of their kids over there. Aaron's making them all SpaghettiOs. I'm like,
who doesn't make SpaghettiOs for their kid once in a while? That's not neglect. That's a thing you make for your kid. Like, that's one of the things on the...
Yeah, it's like, give them
some fucking SpaghettiOs and a couple pieces of fruit. That's lunch.
If they were over here helping us with something, and one of my kids was like, can I have some SpaghettiOs? And like Nick or his wife weren't doing anything, I'd assume they'd make some fucking SpaghettiOs for the kids.
Yeah. It really is a toxic shit place.
It really is just a garbage place full of unhappy people.
I've been through some shit too. Like it's been it's just full of toxic, garbage, shitty people.
Yeah, honey, absolutely. Your mom and dad are busy. They would gladly make you SpaghettiOs in like 2.5 minutes. Or I could just do it now since I'm sitting here with my thumb up my ass. There you go. Boop! They're all fucking each other. They're all on drugs and swapping cum. I think the next time I get asked, I always go, listen, Angel. I can't make you SpaghettiOs because everyone will think I'm fucking your mother and doing drugs.